In panel C, we go even further in the direction of making the demand and supply curves inelastic. This implies an even smaller reduction in the equilibrium quantity, with the prices for consumers and producers once again read off the demand and supply curves at that new quantity. We can again see that we used the same sized tax wedge, in other words the same per unit tax in panel C as we did in panels A and B, and this led to a smaller reduction in quantity because consumers and producers are less price responsive. The smaller reduction in quantity then results in a bigger tax revenue for the government, despite the fact that the per unit tax T has remained the same. Notice that this analysis of tax revenues from per unit taxes is not dependent on any underlying assumptions about consumer tastes. We in particular don't need to assume that consumer tastes are quasi-linear, because nowhere here are we appealing to anything related to consumer surplus. The size of the tax revenue from a per unit tax depends on the price elasticity of the uncompensated demand curve. In other words, the aggregate demand curve of all the individual demand curves without any appeal to any particular features of underlying tastes for consumers.